Power of community is when people from different backgrounds with different beliefs, nationality, come together because they believe that they want to change something together, and I believe that's very powerful. Whew. Hello, my name is Ghaderi, and I am a refugee, very proud. Some people call us refugee, dangerous refugee, uncivilized refugees, and some others are civilized and good refugees. But at the end, we're all human. It doesn't matter where we come from. Let me tell you about my journey. So I'm from Iran, and I think some of you might have heard about what's going on in Iran at the moment. So I had to leave Iran and go to Turkey. I lived there for a few months. I moved to Greece after that. I lived in Greece. Amazing weather. It was okay. Then I came to the UK around 4 years ago. I claimed asylum here, and it was very stressful because asylum seekers are not allowed to work in this country. They are not allowed to work. They are not allowed to travel outside of the UK. You cannot even do some voluntary job. So, for example, if you want to do some voluntary job at the charity shops, that's illegal. You cannot do that. So you have lots of boundaries and barriers. And even though if you want to get access to higher education, you can't do that. So a lot of boundaries again. Anyway, during the time that I was waiting for my status, I started to study at the college, and I started to participate and join some charities because I felt very lonely. I didn't know anyone in the UK. I was kind of depressed. So I joined a few organizations who were supporting refugees, including Defenses, and Our Second Home, British Red Cross, and a few others. And after a few weeks, they saw that I'm actually great. They said, why don't you come and volunteer with us? So I did it. And yeah, I'm a bit self-proud, by the way. So I did that. I started to do some voluntary job with other organizations and charities. While I was waiting for my status, after a few years, I have got my status, and I became a refugee. So that means that I am allowed to work now. I am allowed to leave the country and go to different places, get access to higher education, and I get benefits from the government as well, including like universal credit and other things. And then I was very passionate about acting because I have done acting when I was in Iran. But when I came to the UK, there wasn't any opportunity for me because they said, oh, you're not great enough. We don't know what you have done in Iran. So it was very hard. But then I got an opportunity to perform at the Globe Theatre. And then I had my first professional performance at the Globe Theatre as the youngest asylum seeker in the UK. And after that, I got my refugee status. I had another performance at the Globe Theatre, which I dressed up in like Shakespearean clothes. I don't know if we can have it here or not because I sent the picture, but if not, it's okay. So I had the performance at the Globe, and I became one of the youngest and first refugees who have been at the Globe and performed one of the Shakespearean monologues. Thank you. It was very cool, especially at that time I had a very long hair, so I looked like Shakespeare anyway. And yeah, so after such a long time, I started to get involved with more charities and helping other people. And that's because when I came to the UK, as I mentioned, I felt loneliness and depression because there was no one for me. I wanted to talk to people. There was no one to talk to. I wasn't allowed to work, make some money, because asylum seekers are living on only like £35 a week, and some people are even £5 a week. So it depends on your situation. And that money has to cover your food, travel expenses, your internet, your phone data, lots of different things, which is impossible, especially if you live in London. I started to work with other organizations and charities to help people who came from the same background as me. And through that, I met lots of amazing people. Through my activism, I met lots of good people, including Her Majesty the Queen, the King of England or UK, the King Charles, I mean. I met a few lords, a few MPs, and I raised awareness with them. and I spoke about the issues that asylum seekers and refugees are facing. After the journey, I started to kind of think about creating my own community and charity. So I started Babylon. And Babylon started around 60 days ago, and we became CIC a few weeks ago. We are a group of asylum seekers, refugees, and migrants running workshops in theater, storytelling, music, art, activism, everything that you can imagine for people with the same backgrounds, but also for British people. You might ask why for British people, I tell you. So, as I mentioned, when you hear the media, they are saying, oh yeah, refugees are coming to the UK to get our money, to not work, to do nothing. So many negative things about refugees and asylum seekers and migrants. But actually, that's not true. Like, if you look at the number of people who are working at the NHS, they're mostly actually coming from refugee and migrants background. If you go to like a street, you see lots of kebab shops, and stuff that runs by refugees and migrants, which is amazing. Like, I don't want to have fish and chips every day. I prefer to have kebab sometimes. Yeah, and I was saying, and because of this stuff, I have won a few awards in the UK, such as the Young Leader of the Year from Hammersmith and Fulham Council, and the 50 Inspiring People in the UK. And when I won the 50 Inspiring People in the UK, there was someone commented under the post, and he says, why don't you win an award in your own country? I was like, what does that mean? I'm trying to help you in your country. Like, why you are so negative about me? Anyway, and after that, I created Babylon, and we are very new, and we are running workshop, as I mentioned. And I would, if you would like to get involved, like to support us or something, please get in touch with me or follow us on social media, babylonproject.uk. We are not that bad. We can actually, do good things in the country and in the world. And please, don't let media and people to tell you that, oh, these refugees are bad, these are good, because at the end, as I mentioned, we are all human and we are all great, and we are here for a reason, and that reason is love. Thank you.